Hello, and welcome to another update video about ICP. The ICP chart reached a few days ago, here on Wednesday actually. It did reach my first target for this upside move, and you can see how important these Fibonacci levels are because the price has respected the 38.2 Fib extension perfectly. Tried to break through a few times, but failed and got rejected. Now is coming down into support. And we've got this support area between $14.78 and $17.63, which is relevant for basically bullish trend continuation. Let me explain this structure. In my reading, my interpretation, the white wave count is in control. It's a 5-wave pattern that developed since from the September lows. So we had this wave 1 initially, this wave 2. They are very difficult to, let's say, decipher and decide where exactly back here, sort of in November, a wave 1 topped to where a wave 2, but I assume it's here, sort of in November. Then we had a third wave to the upside, which topped in January, early in January, around $16.60. And then we talked about it, I think a couple of weeks ago, last week or so, that this here was probably a running flat structure. What's a running flat structure? It's one type of corrective structure, which is a 3-wave move. So we typically say corrections are A, B, C structures, and it really depends on the look and the subwave structures of the pattern to determine, okay, you know, what the potentials are. I mean, there are different types of corrective structures. Typically in a wave 4, we expect something that's called a flat structure. At least they happen very often in a wave 4. So a flat correction often means we have 3 waves in the A wave. So it's an ABC structure. That happens very often anyway. Then we have a high B wave, typically could overshoot or goes very high to the beginning of the A wave. That's precisely what we've seen here. 3 waves down in wave A. Slightly overshooting B wave, which is also a 3-wave move. So it's pretty clear flat structure here. And then there are 2 potentials. There's a so-called running flat, in which the C wave ends above A. The C wave is always a 5-wave move down, but the C wave can end above A. Happens very often in bullish markets, and this seems to have happened here as well. Or in an expanded flat, we get a clear low, and the C wave ends below the A wave. Running flats are extremely difficult to determine and to identify, because you never really know if the low is actually in. It's very difficult to say, because without a clear low, the only thing that, or the only guide really that we can use, because, one second, let me go. When we're dealing with altcoin charts, the micro patterns are often not so clear. But what we can use to determine where a C wave, in this case, could finish, just to put a bit of education here, is we take a length of the A wave and we go to the high of the B wave. And you see, I mean, it didn't quite, let me just double check that. Yeah, it didn't quite reach the 100% extension level, but it sort of came very close, yeah. And that was at $10.15 here. And often these C waves end around the 100% extension level. So that's what we've seen. And then a pretty strong reaction to the upside, and we've reached that next upside target. And honestly, you know, this move up could be complete. However, until we haven't seen any break of micro support, I will not confirm a top in place. So we could see further continuation. It's a bit difficult to decipher the microstructure there, really, but the first line of support is here between $14.78 and $17.63. Other interpretations are possible how this is unfolding, but I'm counting that as a 5-wave move up that could give us one more high. As long as the $14.78 level is holding, at least it's worth watching if the market reacts to this support region. A break below $14.78 could lead to a retest of that previous wave 4 swing low here from the 20th of March, yeah? And a break below 1070 would then confirm that we are in the larger wave 2 correction, basically that this wave 1 has already topped, which wouldn't even be earlier than expected because we've reached the target area. So one more high could send us into the, let's say, into the middle of this white target area. And a break above 31.36 would indicate that something more, let's say something different is going on, something more bullish. What I will do is I take out the yellow count because that's not, didn't make a great difference anyway. But I would rather introduce a potentially even more bullish alternative, because this move up could have been an A wave. This here could have been a running flat in wave B instead of a wave 4. And then if we see very direct bullish upside continuation, then we're probably dealing just with a large ABC pattern, which would be bullish short term, maybe less clearly bullish going forward. Okay, in this scenario, we would see the price way above 31.36. Again, we talk about the 100% extension level, and in that case, the price might reach $61 in wave C or even a bit higher. How can we distinguish the two counts? So yeah, as I said, if we see a break below 1070, it would rather confirm the white count, because then we have 5 waves up complete, and the wave 2 pullback could be an entry opportunity. Or if it breaks above 31.36, well, that will clarify the chart, and we would be in this C wave in yellow. So hope that gives you some clear parameters to watch. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.